All right, well, we've got some festive music for our session today. So just going to put you on mute and we'll share the sound. You'll need a foam roller and a stick today and a band as well. So if you need to grab some bits, grab some bits. And just sharing the sound. Here we are. Okay. Okay, so can you hear the music with me over the top? Just give me a thumbs up. Great. Okay, so we're going to begin with a stick or a band, you choose. And we're gonna, oh, here comes Anne, just letting Anne in. There we are. Okay, great. So if you can, take it behind and then in front. And do that again. I'm gonna go behind and then in front, and then I want you to take a little roll with your shoulder. So you're going to go behind to the front and then roll. And again, behind and in front and then roll. And do it again, behind, morning Anne, and in front and then roll. And behind and in front and roll, and do that twice more and roll. So last one. Alrighty, can you take your feet a little bit wider? Give me some turn out through your toes, and we're going to bend the knee, push the tailbone back, and then switch over to the other side. And do it again. Morning Anne. Let's do the other way. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, I can see your audio button isn't showing on my screen. So anyway, at least you can follow my moves. Okay, and then can you bring your feet in? Now with your band or your stick, we're going to have a go at going around the world. So we go to the side, to the front, to the other side, and then round the back. It is easier with a band if it's a struggle with a stick. So you kind of go vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and then reverse. So in the opposite direction. That's it, good job. And then taking your upper body with you now. So you're going to do a big sweep around. So you're really sort of mobilizing the joints. Keep your knees slightly soft, but feet quite wide now. And then back the other way, big sweep. Can you do two more? And final one. Alrighty, well done. So if you can, bring your feet together. We're going to go long with the arm, kick front, kick side, kick back. So kick front, kick side, kick back. Can you hear me now, Anne? Front, side, and back, and again, front, side, and back. See if you can get a little bit more height on your last couple. And final one. Alrighty, can you swap legs? So, to the front, to the side, to the back. Point your toes as you do it. Front, side, and back. Great. So just mobilizing around the hip, warming the legs up. Can you go a bit higher on your last couple? And final one. And resting off. Okay, good job. Plant the stick down in front. A little bit of turn out through the toes. And we're going to tuck the tailbone under as we plie, and then come back up. And do it again, coming down, 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 and lift. So again, coming down, 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 and lift. Now you can either keep going with the stick there in front of you to steady yourself, or if you bring the stick in front and pull on the stick for level 2. Third level, we'll go over the head and pull quite firmly, and then down. So 3, 2, 1 with a pull. I'm going to do it 4 more times. 2, 1. Breathe. 2, 1. Pull. 2. Let's just do 1 more. And release off. Okay, good job. Let's bring the feet back together. So if you were feeling a little bit warmer, let's come down onto the mat on all 4s now. So if you can join me down here. So if you can set your knees up so they're underneath your hips, hands just slightly wider than your shoulders. Keeping your body weight forwards, I'd like you to rotate. So your aim is to stack your arms one above the other, spreading out the fingers on that top hand. And let's do that on the other side. So looking up and pushing the ground away with the bottom hand on the floor. And allow your hips to rotate slightly as you look up. And do it again. Breathing deeply. Can you do 1 more on each side? And final 1. And then from here, we're going to reach the opposite arm and leg out, and then bring the elbow to the knee underneath. So again, reaching out, and then elbow to knee underneath. Breathe in as you reach. Breathe out as you round. Do it again. And final 1. Alrighty, let's switch to the other side. So opposite arm and leg extending, and then elbow down to the knee. Breathing in on the reach, and breathing out on the round. Do it again. Reach, and round. You do 2 more. And final 1. And then if you can meet me in the downward dog. So toes hooked, lifting the tailbone. Allow your head to look towards your belly. Pressing the ground away with the heel of the hand. Opening the armpits. Deep breath, pressing down through the heels. Notice how the calves are feeling today. And then let's take a walk with the hands and the feet towards each other and come down onto our backs. Alrighty, so getting a little bit warmer. If we can slide our fingertips in the curve of the back. We're going to use the hands there just to center as we lift and lower. So apply a little bit of pressure down on your hands as you do hovering action. Level 2, we're going to point the toes and alternate the legs. As one leg is coming up, the other leg's coming down, or straight legs for more advanced. Reaching through your toes as you do it. So pointy toes quite firmly. Now, can you keep your shoulders pressed back? Last couple. And release. Bend your knees. Pull your knees up. And then from there, I'd like you to rock up to a seated position. Crisscross through your legs. Or if your knees are happier, take your feet a little bit wider. So we're going to elongate up With the arms, can you get your arms back by your ears and spread your fingers as you lean into it, chin to chest, holding there, breathe, and then slide your hands in and up, inhaling at the top, and exhale as you lean. Now, as you do it, I want you to imagine any tensions and stresses of this week are kind of being thrown away, and you're drawing in, as you draw your hands in, positive, healthy energy for the weekend. So let's do it again. Sliding in, drawing that attractive, positive energy to us, and exhaling out any tensions and worries. Close your eyes if it helps. And we're going to swap the legs around. So if you're doing the crisscross version, switch the other way. And let's do it again. Now see if you can go just that little bit further into that reach position now. And we're going to hold it for a little bit longer. So as we come out, we're going to hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and then slide back in. Let's do that again. So lean, hold, 3, 2, 1, and back in. Can you do 2 more? Visualizing, attracting that positive, healthy energy. Excuse me. And one more time. Okay, from here, we're going to come over onto our front, but I'd like you to find your stick. So, notice as I come down onto my front, I've got the hands just a bit wider than the shoulders holding onto the stick. And we're going to press the blades down the back and hovering a single leg for level 1, squeezing the buttock, back down, keeping the hips level against the floor. Level 2, we're going to keep going with the leg lift, but also add some upper body lift. So we hold for a few seconds and then come back down. And as we're lifting the stick, we're going to pull. So a bit like you're trying to pull the stick apart. Third level, much more intensive for the back muscle. So check your back's happy with it. More advanced, we're hovering both legs. 3-second hold and then back down. So choose your level, 1, 2, or 3. Depending on what's appropriate for your body today. We're going to do it 4 more times. So great for strengthening the glutes, the back muscles. Last couple. And final one. Let's release. Opening the knees and sitting back into a groin stretch. So nice and wide with the knees. Toes touch together initially, and if you go long with your arms, deep breath as you hold. Can you separate your feet out? Press your heels down, push your bottom back, breathe. Alrighty, let's release. Finding the downward dog again. So, lifting the tailbone. From the down dog, can we transition through to our knees and let our chest lower us down and lift back up. So we're doing a half press into a downward dog. So we're going to hold the downward dog, deep breath. And then transitioning through. If you want to, you can do the full press. So you do it from your toes rather than your knees. And then finding the downward dog again. Pressing the heels down as you do the downward dog. Transitioning through into either the full press or the half press from the knees. Find the downward dog. We're going to take a walk this time with our hands. So adding in another move. We're going to walk our hands back towards our toes. Tuck the head in so the nose is towards the knees. And can you take a hand walk forwards? Finding the press again. And transitioning into the downward dog. Adding in the hand walk. So we press the heels down as we walk the hands in, tucking the head in, and then uncurling up to standing. We'll do a little balance. So you're just coming up onto your tiptoes, arms out to the side. You take your arms overhead, touch your hands together above you. That's it, and then hands back down, rolling, finding the press again. So either to your knees or into the full press, transitioning and holding the downward dog. Deep breath. Keep pressing the heels down as you walk your hands in, tuck your head in, uncurling. Let's find the tiptoe balance, arms coming up over the top of the head again. Touch your hands at the top, squeeze your ankles. That's it. So one more time, folding down and through, walking with your hands into the press and finding the downward dog. Breathe, pressing your heels down as you walk your hands to your feet, uncurling and coming up into a tiptoe balance, hands over the top of the head. Now you can find some weights here as we keep going with our tiptoe balance. So if you want to use some weights now, I'm going to bring them up over the top of the head. So we're here. And then opening out and adding in some rotation. So I want you to turn, look behind, move to the center, and then release down. So again, we're going to come up, palms are facing upwards, touch the weights over the top of the head, open out, and turn. Eye gaze looking towards the backhand to test the balance, moving to the center, and coming down. Breathe in. Breathe out, opening the arms, pressing the shoulder blades down as you turn, look behind, move to the center, and lower. Let's do it again. Turn to the center, bringing the weights over the top, open out, and coming down. Do it again. So twist, move to the center, over the top, and we're going to do that just one more time. So open, turn, and release. Okay, good job. Give your shoulders a roll. So now's a good time to top up, have a drink. Alrighty, so we're going to work on some squat technique next. I'd like you to do it with a stick along your back to monitor the spine position. So let's think about alignment. We can bring the bottom hand just into the curve of the back there, the top hand here by your neck. So feet just slightly wider than your hips, and draw your belly button muscle in as you sit down into it. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. So let's do that again. Coming down, hold, down for 3, 2, 1, and release. And do it again. We're going to swap the arms, down, hold, 3, 2, good for slaloming down a ski slope. And let's do it again. Now if you want to, you can do it with a stick out in front once you've got that alignment. Or for a tougher option, we do it with more of a lift with the arms up by the ears. breathe. Hold 3, 2, 1. And concentrate on keeping some body weight back into your heels. So when you're down in the squat, press your heels into the ground. I'm going to do that 3 more times. Breathe, pull the stick. And last couple. And final one. Alrighty, good job. So you can pop the stick along your back. Let's come over onto a single leg, knees together. Can you bring your heel towards your bottom? Push your hip bones forwards. Push the back of the head against the stick there. Now notice if your knee is kind of, sat in front. I'll get there in a minute. If the knee sat in front, try and bring it to the other leg. Now, can you add a bit of lean to test your balance? And then can you add some lift with the back leg, pushing the foot into the hand. Let's give that a go on the other side. So holding the foot, can you get the knees together? Heel to your bottom, hips forwards, pushing the back of the head against the stick. Deep breath. Our boys are getting very excited. Off to see some reindeers on Sunday, as you do. All right, let's go into the lean. So lifting the leg. Use your eyes, look at something still, steady your balance. And release off. Okay, well done. So now's a good time to grab another drink. And officially meeting Father Christmas as well on Sunday, so that'll be fun. Okay, let's come down and do some more core work. So if you can pop down onto your back. Can you take your opposite arm away from your leg for Pilates single leg stretch? Being active in your core by drawing your belly button in. Level 2, we're going to do it from here, so your knees are up at 90 degrees. And then from there, more advanced, we do it with straight legs. Adding in some footwork, so we're going to point the toes on the way down, flex the feet when we're in. So pointy and then flex, that's it. Get your feet into it. Like your stripy socks, Ali. Can you do 4 more? So last couple. And final one. You can bend your knees, tuck them up to your chest. We're going to roll. So up we come to seated. Tuck. You can stay down if you want to, so that you do the tuck and tap for level 1, like this. Or level 2. Coming up, you can use a band under your feet for a bit more leverage. Or for more advanced, we're going to add in an extended leg. Or for next level still, extend, legs akimbo, back in and roll. And last couple. So final one. Alrighty, when you're done, if you can find a stick and come and lay down onto your side for some Pilates side kicks. So useful for testing our balance, even though we're lying down. Can you get your feet at the front edge of your mat, but bring your upper body towards the back edge, and then get some lift in your waistline. Bring your shoulder blades down, that will help with the lift. Pointing the toes and lowering. Get your hips steady as you lift your leg. Now can you touch your bottom heel up to your top heel? We keep the feet off the floor and then flex the feet. As we come down, we're going to point the toes as we hover. Squeeze, flex the feet on the way down. For more advanced, come up with both legs and then split. So one leg goes forwards, other leg goes back. So we're off the ground and then down. So the more advanced version, both legs come up, heels together, split forward, split back, other way, and then flex and come down. So choose your level, focus in on keeping those posture points with the stick against your head, your shoulders, and your tailbone. Breathe, keep lifting your waistline. Pointing your toes when you're up in the air, flexing your feet as you come down. We're nearly there. Just going to do it a couple more times. And last one. Alrighty, so let's give that a go on the other side. So good for working through our inner thighs and outer thighs. Head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick again. So if you can bring your top leg up, lifted in your waistline as you do it, steadying through the hips, and then squeezing that bottom leg up to touch the heels together. For level 2, we flex the feet on the way down, point the toes as we hover the top leg, squeeze the bottom leg, flexing the feet, and transitioning to third level. Both legs are hovered, split forward, back, keeping the upper body as steady as we can. Let's do that again. One forwards, one back. And keep going with those posture points, the head, the shoulders, the tailbone. It's easy to let the waistline drop down as the legs lift. So really work at the waistline staying lifted and picked up. And if it feels a bit knobbly at all on that bottom hip, often it means that the top hip needs to roll a bit further forward. So just checking in on that. I'm just going to do it a couple more times. Breathe. And final one. Alrighty, good job. So coming up to standing, we're going to move into our yoga triangle pose. So if you can, take your feet nice and wide on the mat. And if you can turn your toes out on this side, and then over here, if you just angle in. With the hip, that helps to initiate that bit of inner thigh stretch. So try to let this hip lift up, but this hip come down as you slide your hand down the shin. Now, often the body will cheat a bit and come forward. So to work with a stretch, try and open, keeping the head back and eye gaze up towards the top arm. Pushing out on your little toe side of your back foot. Notice the difference that makes if you sort of apply a gentle pressure there. So firmness out through that little toe edge. And then sliding the hand a bit lower if that feels appropriate today. Or if you're feeling like you've got that bit more bend, we'll bring the hand over time towards the floor. And then from here, either way, we're going to bring that arm over into a more horizontal position and reach through the fingers. Deep breath, looking now towards that hand, breathing deeply. We're going to bend into the knee and bring both hands down so they line up with the toes. That's it, straight leg at the back for me. Lovely. If you can draw your shoulders down, eye gaze looking forwards, a runner's lunge. Deep breath as you hold. And we're going to drop our back knee down. And then can you unhook your back foot? Go long with your arms. Stack your shoulders now above your hips. That's it. And just sort of give in to gravity with your hips. So your hip, that's it, drops down. Wobbling optional. Square your hip bones up. Now you can either stick with this version or more advanced, can get a bit shaky. Bring your back leg in, heel towards your bottom. I find if I really put my mind into my big toe joint, as you do, if you really firmly plant that down, it really helps with the balance and the focus. Heel towards the bottom. Okay, so you ready to give that go on the other side? So up we come. So turning the toes out over here. That's it, angling in over here. Switching the hips and slide the hand long with the top arm. Reach the top arm up. Eye gaze looking up. Deep breath. And go just that little bit further down with the bottom hand. If you're nearly on the floor and you want to go for it today, then flatten your hand, but find your own level of it. Breathe. And over the top with this arm. And can you bring this arm more horizontally? You see yourself in your screen, then use that as your mirror. And bending into the knee. Wriggling back foot away, straightening it out. And deep breath, pulling the shoulders down, eye gaze looking straight ahead. So can you drop your back knee, unhook your foot, so the foot sits flat, long with the arms. Let your hips give in to gravity. Now again, you can either stick with this version or plant your attention into that front big toe as you lift the foot at the back. Heel towards your bottom, more advanced stretch. We'll stick with that first version. Deep breath. And let's release off. Okay, well done. Can we go into a wide stretch here? So toes facing front, hands down. We're going to walk our hands in towards the middle of our feet. We're going to drop our head down and shake the head out. Bring your body weight back into your heels. Deep breath. Alrighty, we're going to bring our feet back together and come and take a seat. Some curls next. I'll just bring my camera down a little bit. So if you need a band, hook that under your feet for the first level. That will help get a little bit of lift and lower. If it's tricky to get up and down off the floor, it will come with practice. Obviously, it's the consistency that makes the difference. So level 2, we do it hands-free. For more advanced today, you could do it with a weight. So arms back by the ears. Inhaling on the way down. Exhaling on the left. So inhaling on the roll down. Exhaling on the left. we do 4 more? Eye gaze looking up to the ceiling on the way down. So last couple. Have you got one more in there? Alrighty, drop yourself to the ground. We're going to take a little glute stretch legs. So right leg over left. You can slide your hands into the back of the leg. We're going to use the hands to pull. And if you can switch and do the same on the other side. So left over right. Use the hands to pull. Use the elbow to push out. Deep breath. Alrighty, let's release. Can you come and lay over onto your front? Watch where my legs go. So the knees are open, notice, but the heels are together. And I want you to tune into your hip bones and your pubic bone, pressing down into the floor. Notice I lift a single leg, foot is flexed, and then back to the ground. So the other side, thigh is off the floor, but the hip is weighted down. So first level, we'll do alternate legs. Second level, we're going to do both legs together and press the heels. So we hold for 3 and then bring the legs down. If your back's happy with that, you can keep your pubic bone down well on the floor. And we start to bring the upper body in. So we hold 3 seconds and then come back down. If it feels like it's a bit too much for your back, then stick with one of the lower levels. Breathing in on the lift. Breathing out on the lower. Can you do 4 more? So good squeeze. Press your heels together if you're doing the 2 legs. And finishing off your last couple. So final one. And then we're going to come down onto our back again, finding the glute stretch. Bye, Anna. So coming back to here. And then interlacing around the front of the shin, if that feels doable again. So you can either stick with the basic glute stretch or go just that little bit further by interlocking the fingers around the front of the shin, pressing the knee open. Breathe. And let's switch over to the other side. So again, left over right here. Hands at the back of the thigh for first level, or next level, interlacing. Pressing the knee open. Breathe. Alrighty, let's relax off. And I'd like you to come up to a seated position. Place your hands behind your body. And if you can roll your shoulders back, straighten your arms and sort of use the force of the ground to lengthen the arms. And then release. So you're going to bend your arms and then straighten, pushing the ground away, lifting your chest up. So that's our first level, working at that posture. Next level, we're going to squeeze the bottom. We're working towards getting the knees, the hips and chest in a line if we glance down the body, and then lower. Let's give that another go. So level 2, push up, squeeze a little bit through the knees, getting that strengthening effect through the arms. Third level, straight legs out, and again, adding that lift. So on each one, see if you can hold for 3 seconds. Can get quite tough as you move up through the levels. So I'm just going to do it 3 more times. Shake out if you need to at any point. So last couple, breathing in on the lift. Have we got one more in there? Go for it. Good one for strengthening the arms, shoulders, and the upper body. So if you can shake it out, let's come up to standing. We are nearly there. Have a drink if you need one. Let's keep ourselves hydrated. Especially at this time of the year, if we're having a few tipples over the weekend, being the festive season and all that. Okay, so can you find your stick and walk your hands towards each other? So if you grip, pull, like you're trying to pull the stick apart, aiming this top elbow back, and we're going to turn the head, look down, behind that shoulder, take a nice deep breath. And release. Let's do it again. So grip and pull, turn the head, look down, breathe. And just do that one more time on this side. Pull, turn, breathe. Alrighty, if you can swap over. So elbow up and back, walk your hands, grip, pull and turn, look down. And release. Do it again. So grip, pull, turn, keep some body weight back in the heels. Breathe. And can you do it one more time? Walk your hands just that little bit closer. Grip, pull, and breathe. Alrighty, let's release. And a little stretch for the neck. I'm going to let the head drop down to one side and a gentle pull just here by the ear. And just closing your eyes, feeling the stretch. And let's release over the other side. So hand here, and we'll pull, breathe. And release. Okay, great. So let's come down to a seated position. I thought we'd do a little foot massage today. So try and get my camera so that you can see my feet. Maybe I'll be better up here. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. So here's the foot. So I want you to extend your foot out, or you can do a bit of a bent leg one. And I want you to just take your fingers into the midline like this. So you're just going to work your way, sort of squeezing, releasing, squeeze, release down the middle portion of your foot, and then we'll start again up here. So middle portion, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Little treat for the weekend. So down the middle. That's it. And then just taking your thumb and doing some little circles where your big toe joint is. And then moving on to the next joint. So kind of around just above the ball of the foot. So working your way along, sort of base of the toe, just above the ball of the foot. And then those same points, but more on the ball itself. So just little circles, working your way down. And then taking this part of the thumb, so if you bend your thumb and then just this little knuckle here, I want you to knuckle into the arch of your foot. So I'm going to start at the top of the arch and then knuckle down through the arch. Sometimes we can get a little bit of a trigger point in there if we're, like me, a bit prone to fasciitis. So good way of ironing that out. Start at the top of the arch, use the knuckle just to work your way down. And do that one more time. So just knuckling down, just doing a little bit of self-massage, and then squeezing the heel. So you just, with your palm, squeeze the heel, squeeze, release. There's a little sort of turning action as you do it. Okay, so let's give that routine a go on the other side. So we started with the little squeezes with the fingers at the top, middle of the foot. So we apply pressure and then release, press and then release. And again, so we start at the top, middle, and work our way down. So great for getting into those little tensions in the feet. We are doing Christmas vouchers if anyone fancies a massage. And we're also doing free massage treatments over December for anyone who's going through cancer therapy. All right, so just one more time. And then from here, we took the thumb and we did those little circles kind of at the base of the big toe joint. And then moving on to the next toe, little circle, to the base of the joint. And the next one, working your way down, sort of having a game of little piggy with yourself. And then on the ball of the foot more, so just slightly lower, little circles. Okay, and then if you can take your thumb but bend it, so we've got that knuckle edge going into the arch of the foot, starting at the top of the edge, circling its way down. A little bit of home spa. And let's do it again. So top of the arch, circling. And one more time, top of the arch, working your way down. And then if you can sort of cup your hand onto your heel and then squeeze and turn, squeeze and turn. And as you're doing that, you might just give a little bit of gratitude to the feet. Alrighty, so I hope you've enjoyed your little foot treat today, as well as your class. If you can just unmute yourself and just